is going on, everybody? Bill is solo. Where is Dill? Where is Dill? Oh, never mind. I'm not solo. What's going on? Bill's back.
Bill would never do it solo.
Welcome to the CBC Down and Back podcast. I am back. Done being sick for the last 2 weeks.
Bill has not been sick, folks. He goes to a different cornhole tournament over sitting here talking to you guys. That's exactly what happens every week.
So wait. Okay, that's Dylan's perspective of this. My perspective is that Dylan and I could have streamed on Thursday night instead of Wednesday nights, but it would have inconvenienced his travel on Thursday nights. So he switched it to Wednesday night. Do I be inconvenienced now because he switched it? Or do I still go and freaking get the dubs at the Cornhole tournament?
Did you win last week?
Shut up, dude.
What about the week before that?
Shut up, dude. Okay?
Right.
Okay. I didn't do so good, but I was the back-to-back. I mean, that's what it is. You got to go defend your title when you're at that.
I am the back-to-back Clarksville pre-party champion blind draw of the world.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in February. Is it February or February?
Oh, it's spelled February.
February.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you pronunciate?
Wait, is it spelled February?
F-E-B-R-U.
Is it though?
A-R-Y. Yes,
I'm
it's
questioning
February.
that it's even spelled like that right now in my head.
ChatGPT it.
No ChatGPT.
It's February.
Folks, what's up? Welcome back. Wednesday. Oh, it is Thursday night. That is right. Thursday. And this is our last Thursday night podcast. Next week will be a Wednesday. The week after that will be a Wednesday because we're going to Spooky Nook and Albertville back-to-back weekends. So then we'll be on course for Wednesday podcasts.
I'm not going to be here.
With or without Bill.
Okay, I just want to put that out. I have a title to defend, a championship to win. I have also, I've invested a lot of time in this league, this local league that I've been playing. I've won so many, it's not even funny.
If it is a championship night, folks, I will have to go because that's when they put out the big money.
And I'm going to scoop it. I hope we draw each other.
I won the championship last year, or last quarter, whenever we're calling it.
Okay, all right. Let's get to the podcast.
Let's get into the winner's circle, folks. We got a ton of hot topics to cover. We've got a great special guest coming in today, Mr. Batman, Matt Davis himself. We've already spoken to him once, so we'll be bringing him on here in just a minute. And then we are going to get to the plethora of comments left on our post on Tuesday covering so many things. I don't know how much time we're gonna have for every comment, but yes, folks, we're gonna talk about Canada. Yes, folks, we're gonna talk about beer prices. Yes, folks, we might talk about the point system again.
And soda prices and eating ramen with a spoon or a fork.
Yes, is hot dog a sandwich?
You will get my thoughts on eating ramen with a spoon or a fork.
Okay.
Fantastic. Here we go. Number one. Hoppy at the axe with 2 axes in the bag in his mouth. Hoppy, the picture's got to be just a little bit closer, although you look Viking-ish, so I'm gonna give you a pass on it, dude. It looks freaking clean. Congratulations. Throwing the Ronins. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go Hop.
That's a good picture.
I give it 8.6.
8.6? Okay.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. That is pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
7.7.
7.7 for this one?
Imagine I start rating all the pictures. This is going to take way longer. But Joe, I mean, his beard is fantastic. You can see the whole CBC logo. You can tell what place he's in. You can tell how much money he won if you want to rob him. It's a good picture.
I'm going to give a 7.2 to this one only because you need this shirt to match. Where is your CBC shirt or hat? One of those, it's an 8.7. Just throwing that out there.
8.7? It's 7.2.
It's 7.2, but if he has the shirt or the hat, either one, it's an 8.7. If he has both, maybe a 9.6 on this one.
That's a lot.
Maybe. All right, congrats. That's what I'm talking about. Next, there we go. Kim and Mr. Chad Jackson taking first place. I think it was doubles.
7.8.
I think it was doubles. 7.8. Tell me.
Got the shirt on. They're throwing. They got the bags. I know what place they took. I don't know what money. There's also 2 of them.
Don't know what place. Don't know the money. 2 number. I believe it was doubles. I don't think it was co-ed. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, that was Mr. Joe Collins in last. Did I not say Joe Collins' name?
Yeah, you said Joe.
Okay, I hope so. Because Joe's my buddy.
Yeah.
Good job, Kim and Chad.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
Big Kim.
Kim,
Getting
take
it done.
It's got to be singles or women's.
Yeah,
either one.
7.6.
It's a great picture.
No CBC.
No CBC gear, but she has a CBC bags. Very tiny CBC logo. We're working with the graphics guy on that, trying to make them a little bit bigger.
Those things large.
No big deal. No big deal. Congrats, Kim. That's what I'm talking about. Ian Stokel. Let's go, big
Storm
dog.
Hogue getting
And
it done.
Storm.
First regional win. Love to see it in the Storm John custom shirt there for Ian. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So freaking talking about. Somebody tag Curtis Amos. Get him in the chat. I got to talk to him, dude. We got to bring him on.
Zach Rush.
Zach's
He's
back.
Zach is back.
He's back. This, if you don't know who he is.
I got beef with Zach, though.
Most of the people in the chat, I think, know who he is.
Yeah, I think so, too.
But if you do not know Zach Rush, he is insane. He can get so good so quick at anything he does. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a multifaceted athlete.
Yeah, happy to. He is peak male athleticism right there in that face.
I can't conceive that.
I love it. I love it. Jamie, what up? Nate Allen, fear the bearded dragon. Dude, stop fearing me, Nate.
The bearded dragon.
Nate, I'm going to let you win next time, okay? I'm going to let you win. All right?
If we're playing
Build
doubles and you
confidence.
let Nate win, we're gonna have a problem.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be in doubles. It'll be in singles. I'll let him win in singles.
All right.
I'll roll once or twice, just show him I have it, and then roll them all off the board.
All right.
Okay.
And also Derek put envies on that. I don't think those are envies.
No, that is Zach's bag. Those are envies, dude. We made him a new set. Zach said envies is what it is this year. He loves them.
That's what it
Loves
is. JVJ says the other Zach. Oh, that's some shots fired there.
The other Zach. What up, Zach Kieran? How you doing, big dog?
JBJ. This is the other JBJ. Jeremy Ballard. I might not be a junior though.
Yeah, I don't think Jeremy Ballard's a junior. I'm not sure though.
Will the real JBJ please stand up? JBJ on the left, Mr. Austin Bickford on the right, getting it done with the Carbinos, I believe. Yeah, those are Jeremy's custom carbons right there.
Very nice. Very
Good job,
nice.
boys.
Congrats, boys.
Aaron Lambert getting it done with partner here with the NBs. And Aaron Lambert, this is an 8.8. Shirt, hat, bags.
I'm giving it a
Fantastic.
I'm giving it a 9.0. It would have been a 9.1. It's a 9.0. I know it's doubles. That's why it's a 9.0. If it was singles, it'd be a little bit closer to the camera. They also need to see the bag CBC. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all.
Solid.
Congrats, big dog. Clean. And the sole patch is a little wide. It needs to be just a little bit skinnier.
You want it skinnier.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit skinnier.
Yeah, that's risky. It gets edgy when it's like
It's
that.
risky, he says. Let's go. Sin Lee.
Yeah, Mr. Sin Lee and his partner here. I feel like I put this one on last week, maybe.
Did you?
But that's all right. Way to get it done, boys. Get extra kudos.
Freaking talking about.
Extra. Jeremy Bruce Jones said standing.
Shannon Roberts says she's scared. Shannon, I think I'm 2-0 against you. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, wow. Nate's calling you out. Nate's challenging you.
Spooky Nook, Bearded Dragon, Bill Lorman versus Nobody, Nate Allen. Loser buys beer on the streaming court live. Dylan commentating with B-Red.
I'm down. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Nate's going to choke.
Jamie Smith wins a level up singles regional. I'm not saying level up to diminish the win because I looked at her PPRs. Stellar.
Insane PPR.
Stellar. She beat Russell Tabers for the championship, throwing like a 9.86 to Russell Tabers 10.12. So yes, he had a higher PPR. This is what the level up's about. Yeah. Jamie Smith, now she has the confidence. Like, I can throw that. I think the level up gives you that confidence.
Then you can throw that well against
anybody.
Top people like Russell Tabor.
Right, because the getting the point each round doesn't apply to your PPR, folks. What you threw is what you actually threw. Okay, just so you guys know, you're just getting a point every round if you don't throw a 12.
Yeah,
right? If the person has
insane.
9.86, I think it was. Maybe it was 9.6, something like that. You're right. But yeah, insane work in like 20-something rounds it was. Yeah. So I think the level up could be good in a way that we didn't even know, where it builds confidence for these players who might have seen Russell Tabers come up to the boards and you go, I don't stand a chance.
I need to stop this just for a second. Curtis Amos just popped in here, said, what up, boys? Curtis.
He's pissed.
I'm pissed. Monday should be what? Doubles, ACO Regional. We're 2 for 2. Doubles, ACO Regional. Why are we doing singles? And why, when I look at Scorholio, it's singles for the next 10 weeks? Curtis, we got to talk about this. All right, back to the show. Back to the show.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Jamie's freaking
well,
awesome.
Folks, this proves that no matter who shows up to the board, you have the chance to win. And like I said, even if this was not level up, Jamie threw a 9-8 to Russell Tabor's 10-1. It would have been a great game regardless. This can give players the confidence to play anybody well. And I think this is a thing that I didn't really think about with level up
so far.
I saw this.
The confidence is a great point, but so far, everybody that's actually played it, I haven't heard a bad thing from them. They're like, oh no, it's actually okay. It was actually not bad. Everybody that has actually played it, I have not heard a negative
or
thing.
it's like growing on me is like another thing. It's like, I'm coming around to it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, very cool. Congratulations, Jamie. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Taking down the win. First regional win of the season. Let's go. Mitch, what up, big dog? I am back. I might not be here next week, but I'm back this week.
Logan Grimes. Getting it done with the Gibby Elixir, son. This is second place regional singles right here. I think his only loss was Mr. Kyle Anderson. Logan's throwing gas.
I've met Logan before, and in my mind, I pictured him way different than this.
Well, unless I'm wrong. Unless this is the wrong person. But
no, this could
is
be.
Logan Grimes.
But in my mind, I pictured him way different.
Curtis said that's what the people wanted. I mean, I didn't see a vote.
That's not what the people wanted, Curtis.
Was there a
we
vote?
need doubles points.
We
dude.
only
what
care
are you
about doubles
talking
points.
about?
We are the people.
Curtis,
we are the people.
The only reason people want singles is because nobody's going to beat us. That's it.
This is true.
Just throwing that out there.
This is true.
Just
haven't lost the regional in Clarksville yet. Just saying.
Yeah. Or Nolansville.
Nolansville, also the champs of whatever city that is.
all right. Let's go, Shannon. Made this.
Let's go, Shannon.
Let's go, Shannon. I think I saw this picture online. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Rate this one.
9.2.
You can clearly see the bag. She's got the shirt. Cornsinger's Back Company sitting there. Picture's nice and close, holding up.
Shannon gets extra points because of her consistency of wearing CBC apparel and CBC podium finishes.
I like it.
I'm telling you right now, there's not a person in the ACO that doesn't know what bag Shannon Roberts throws. They all know she's on CBC, right?
I love it.
And that's the epitome of a sponsored player. If the entire ACO doesn't know what bags you're throwing, I don't freaking want you on the team.
I love it. Let's go, Shannon. Congratulations.
Shannon sets the standard.
I love it. Hey, this had to be co-ed because they're closer together, right?
This is a solid picture here. We've got a jersey on. We've got a huge CBC logo. Chad's doing his work, throwing the numbers up, right? Kim's kind of helping too. They're showing some CBC love right here. 9-1.
Chad could have a better hat on.
Chad likes that hat.
Okay.
He wears it all the time.
My bad.
But, I mean, I'm not saying there's like some intimacy to it. I'm just saying
Chad,
that
we got white hats.
That's his favorite hat. We
up.
do have white hat. Chad, actually, yeah, we have a white hat. We might bring it.
We'll see you in Spooky Nook.
Yep.
Congrats, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Shannon.
Shannon and Tim Hodgkiss and a dog.
Timothy Hodgkiss. I haven't seen you in over a year now.
I don't know how to rate this picture. There's not a lot of CBC going on here, but there's a freaking dog.
The dog?
And there's a turtle.
But look how dedicated Shannon is to this, right? She holds 2 bags because she knows a dog is in the picture.
It's like Timmy can't hold any bags. He's got dogs and money.
Right.
I got to hold 2 bags.
Although the shirt needs to be shown because I know that's a CBC shirt. Let's go.
Yep. Great job.
Freaking talking about. Jamie, taking a second. Where is this one?
I don't know. Looks like the inside of an old house with some of that paneling. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That old wood like it looks like there might be a corduroy chair or 2 back there in the background.
There's only
just somebody's grandpa rocking.
There's only 2 local places that I know that 90% of the time, 95% of the time have the wood paneling still.
VFW.
Yes.
And American Legions.
How do you know this? Genius right here. This had to have been at a VFW American Legion. You can tell by the light switch, and it's a little off-colored, and you can tell by the wood paneling.
Tell us, yeah. Regional in Benton, she said. But is it at a VFW or an American Legion?
Those are the 2 places I was going to... I mean, that's exactly right.
I played it a couple.
That's amazing. Congrats, Jamie. Let's go. Dude, jeez.
J squared, son.
They're just going to be on here every time.
This is Russell Favors, obviously.
And I believe this was doubles, too. They tore it up. And what was it, doubles on this one?
Yeah,
it was doubles.
Both holding up the same number.
They tore it up.
It can't be any other.
Yeah, you're right. They tore it up. I was watching the.
It is an American Legion.
That, dude, it's funny how you read.
Do we know our venues or not? Come on.
That is so funny.
That's fantastic. Congrats, J squared.
Let's go. That's awesome. Is that it? That's it for this week. Let's go. You guys wrap it up for us. No picks this week, folks. Surprise.
No, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Bill, let's go here real quick. And you do your thing that you have to do. And I'll prep the people because we're going to get Batman in here, folks. Matthew Davis, ACO Pro. Matthew, folks, he completely. Hey, it's showing us, Bill. Can you get it to stop?
That's what Matthew gets to see. Okay, bye.
Bink, bye. He is so dedicated to the Batman. Would you call it surname or alias? Alias would be better.
Don't be telling people what's gonna happen.
No, what I'm saying is he's so connected to it that his email even has the word Batman in it.
Yes, it does.
We had to send him the invite for the email, folks, and it literally has Batman in it. I'm not gonna tell you his email because maybe he doesn't want you guys to all know his email and email him pictures of Batman or something weird. But his email has the name Batman in it. It's absolutely insane.
Wait, they're gonna email him pictures of the email?
No, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they'll email him, but maybe he doesn't want that to be public information.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm just
trying to protect if it's his business email, he's probably happy with it.
Gavin says, "I thought Bill was solo today." Well, you were freaking wrong, Gavin. That's it.
I don't stream solo. I will sometime though. I don't stream
solo. World champion, Gavin.
Sometime at like 2 a.m. or something like that, I'm going to do like a pop-on stream, and it's going to be solo for about 30 seconds.
Folks, if Bill's awake at 2 a.m., please do not get on that live video.
All right, hold on, Batman. Don't do your thing. Here we go. Oh, wait. Hold on.
What are you doing, Bill?
I'm trying. Oh, no, Batman, go back. Hold on. Go back. Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go, folks. Wait. Where's Batman?
Yeah, I don't know.
You better be unmuted, Batman.
Oh my, yeah. Hey.
All right, test the audio. We good?
Yeah, we should go.
Let's go. I love it.
Sounds great. Everybody, welcome Matthew Davis, aka Batman, to the stream. ACO Pro, an ambassador and representative for ACO Adaptive Cornhole. And one of the founders, I guess we'll say, one of the founding fathers of great shooting, everyone. Keep up the good work.
No, keep it up.
There's multiple phrases.
There are multiple phrases.
What's the original?
Yeah, tell me the original phrase.
So the original is, great shooting, everyone. Keep it up.
See?
Great shooting, everyone. Keep it up. Okay.
His punctuation is always on with it, too. He's got an exclamation point. He's got the comma in it. He's got the apostrophe for everything. Like, he's ready to go with it. So, a lot of people, could somebody tag Brandon Ware, please? Because he's the one that had this question for real, right? Yeah. He's like, why is Batman going in here?
But to be honest, you asked me about it. Somebody else at the Toledo Major asked me about it. Like, why is Jacob Coleman and Matthew Davis saying this on every single post? And I'm like, they're like, what's the inside joke? And I'm like, I honestly don't know.
Yeah. And then it caught CBC wildfire, and everybody started doing it. Not only Jacob Coleman, Nate Allen does it with literally everything now. Who else does it? There's a bunch of people that are.
And people do spin-offs of it, right? Like, great podcasts, keep it up, you know, or something like that.
You started this. So what's the story?
Well, if you've ever played Cornhole before, you know, when it's over, people post the podium pics. Whether you lost or whether you won, people usually say something like, you know, great shooting, keep shooting, or great shooting, keep it up, or great bags, or, you know, there's a caveat of things that people could say that are very similar. But the most clear and concise way to either congratulate someone or tell someone to F off is great shooting, keep it up.
So there's a little bit of sarcasm behind it originally.
It actually depends on how you take it. I mean, it's a positive statement.
When you started posting it, I think you posted it on one of our things, and you probably posted it 15 times before. I may not have seen him or not have noticed at that time. But when it was on one of ours, I'm like, is he in our chat? Is he taking a shot at me? Because I know I've said something like that before, and I thought you were taking a shot at me personally. And I was like, Dylan, why is he saying this on our thing? And that's why I was asking you honestly.
Yeah, and I was like, I have no idea. But I heard a crazy rendition of this story today about something like somebody was told they needed to be more positive as a player. And so this was like another way to like, hey, I'm going to make sure I'm adding this positivity to the cornhole community.
Yeah, branding and marketing is important. If you are looking for sponsorship, if you want to maintain sponsorship, or if you want to be someone that, is a good influence in the cornhole community, then you want to have that kind of reputation about how you post on people's stuff. And myself, Jacob Coleman, and a few other local people in the Midwest area, we were just at random, I guess it was a Switcholio one night, and there's some people in our area that have been posting things like that for a very long time. And we got into the discussion, are they copying and pasting? Are they typing it out every time? Do they have a note where they go and research it and put it on every time? Are they using artificial intelligence? Do they pay for a bot? Do they have one of their friends post for them? Because it was happening when people were trying to sell a car. There's
Right.
a great shooting, keep it up.
Great, yeah, what is that?
Yeah, someone would say, hey, we had a pizza party in Cornhole, so I was like, great shooting, keep it up. It's like, it doesn't have anything to do with what's happening, but it's not a negative comment.
It's like
right?
social zombie media or something like that. Like, I gotta post something on this to stay relevant, but like, my brain can't even come up with something new.
So
you don't have to be original. You can just go with the flow of telling anyone whether they shot good or not, and keep shooting. That's what's going to happen, right?
there's two things that I'm going to change the world from today, just because you said that, just because I've been thinking about it. Every time I lose and I'm actually mad on the inside, I'm going to say, hey, great shoot and keep it up. Yeah, exactly. I might grit a little bit. That's one thing that I'm going to change about my life today, starting right now. The second thing, if you're okay with this, and you have to be okay with it, limited run, 50 shirts only, all black, great shooting, keep it up. It's got to have a CBC logo on it, though.
Okay, so I'm okay with that, but I have some screenshots of posts that have like 11 different screenshots of like multiple people just copied, great shooting, keep it up, great shooting, keep it up, great shooting. So it'll be almost like a collage on one half, and then the other half of the side could be black with the CBC, great shooting, keep it up. That way you have actual like screenshots of people that have posted it.
I'm not doing colors and screenshots. It's just going to be great shooting, keep it up, and maybe a little CBC logo or something on
Yeah,
that.
and then what would be great is
Limited
if I don't know if we do a limited run. We might have to do unlimited, because what this could be
It's
is
limited.
like, what it could be is like one of the easy ones that's like, it's like you could just go buy it like off of a link, because then like if you see anybody at a major, well, you cut your own sleeve off. Then you could get a picture.
You don't gotta cut it off. I promise.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
My rollers got all the jerseys made that way. It's easy to do. You just gotta tell your people, before you send me these shirts, don't put a right sleeve on it.
I love it.
Unless
Yeah.
you're left-handed. If you're left-handed, don't put a left sleeve on it.
Right. Got to be free flowing. But I was gonna agree with what you were saying with people like copy and pasting and stuff, because as a sponsor, I mean, I have a lot of posts that like I feel the need to go on and give credit to the players throwing any CBC bag, right? I do my best, and I find myself like, how many times have I just done like this, or how many on my last post did I say "Let's go, boys"? Like, because I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. It's like I'm always searching my mind, and like I gotta be different. Yeah, exactly. Because if I just say the same thing to everyone, they're like, "Ah, Dylan's just doing this for everybody. It doesn't matter, you know."
Sometimes I say,
It's positive. Deal with it. It's better than nothing.
sometimes I get in the heat of the moment and I'm like, let's go, baby. You know, like all happy about it. But then when I see it typed out, I'm like, dude, I'm not really calling him my baby. Like, that's kind of weird, you know? Like, when you think about it, do you ever have that, like, regret on posting something like that? I do. I feel the regret sometimes. I don't know.
You know, you got post comment regret.
Yeah. It's weird,
They
man.
don't like it. You comment on their post, they don't even like your comment. It's like,
Yeah, just seems weird. All
Somebody
right.
said Seinfeld needs a patent. Is this something Seinfeld say?
he was part of one of the people that were doing it for a long time.
Seinfeld Altman
And
from their area, yeah.
Okay.
he's in our area too. There's
All right.
been multiple people, and that's the thing. Everyone that has done it, or everyone that does it, is usually a pretty good player. But they usually post it when they lose. You know, it's not like, oh, this guy shot great. It's like, great shooting. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the end of like a rant where they like talked about how rough missing the last backside airmail was or something like that. And it's like, but great shooting, everybody, keep it up. You know, it's like I need to end this thing positive.
Against me, and they
Yeah.
would have lost their next 2 games, throwing a 9-1. Great shooting. Keep it up.
It's going on a shirt, Batman. They'll be available at majors. We may give you one. I'll rip the sleeve off right there. You know, it is what it is. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it on a dang shirt. I think people need to wear it. I'll definitely wear it.
I'd wear it.
Is
Yeah.
it going on front or back?
Front for sure?
Front.
You need to like just see the person, and really it could be on both sides.
Yeah, I
That'd
like
be
it.
a little crazy, but
I like it. All right, let's get into you. Do you want to do some of the Family Feud with us? Would you like to comment on some of the comments that we've got? Give us your thoughts. Give us, what you think about some of this stuff. I kind of have to take a leak, though. You should have done
Already?
that. Yeah, I got to take a leak, though.
Already? All right, go ahead.
I'm not mic'd up.
Yeah, I mean, that's good because
All
when
right.
you did that last time, we had to hear way too much. Jacob Coleman saying Seinfeld did it to a bikini ad.
Oh, Miss America.
That's insane. That's funny, though. I love it.
Yeah, it's Fergie is also running away with it in all kinds of capacities. He was at a Chinese restaurant the other night, and he was going live. And he got to flip the egg on the spatula, and he broke it. And I was like, "Good shooting, keep it up." He's like, "It's artwork." And I was like, "That's an art walk at best."
Fergie's a nut right now. He's on vacation. His stuff's insane. But yeah, folks.
Imagine vacation Fergie over normal Fergie.
No, I mean, I feel like at majors that is vacation Fergie, right? Like we're getting at least a little piece of it.
No, that's not even scratching the surface.
I
I
don't-
don't know how he walks on vacation.
I'm not ready for that because we know different versions of Fergie because we're here local to Fergie, right? So like I've seen him at Lowe's, and that's a whole different guy. You know what I mean? That's a whole. He's like, oh, I'm working on my deck today, Dylan. And I'm like, you're doing what? What do you mean? I thought you were dancing. What are you talking about? Yeah.
He works for the IRS.
Yeah, but he works on his house a lot. He has a lot of home projects going on to keep his wife happy. That's what he told me, But that's a whole different guy. You catch Fergie on a Monday night regional. That's different than Fergie on a Saturday night major. A lot different.
It's fantastic.
A lot different.
Especially Saturday major in Clarksville.
Yeah, Clarksville Fergie's.
Clarksville
Major
Fergie's
Fergie's
insane.
crazy.
He
Yeah.
wants to bring it home for the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he also makes 197 out of 200 airmails in Clarksville.
He is stupid with the airmails.
It doesn't make sense. And I talked to somebody about this the other day, how there's people who are like, everybody's like, okay, you drink a little bit. Like, I don't believe drinking helps you at all, but people believe it. You get to a level where it's good, right? And I will concede.
And a placebo
Yeah.
issue. Yeah.
I'll grant it. This guy somehow goes over the edge. Because everybody that says that you can do that, they also say there's an edge, right? And once you go past that edge, there's no coming back. You're done. You're not going to be able to throw well, right? Not Fergie. That dude could be dancing, twirling around. He could fall on the ground. Be like, hey, Fergie, you need to throw your next bag. He will get up, grab bag, turn around, throw bag in hole. And it's just like, this makes no sense.
It is crazy. It's
Maybe
a.
he'll take a sink shower and then come out throwing 11.5.
Yeah, the sink shower.
The
We
sink
were
shower.
there for the first
The sink
version
shower
of that.
is
Bill,
terrible.
did you know that? That started at a Nashville ACL regional. And we were down there at like an old gym, and they legit had showers. And he was inebriated, right? And he went in there and took a shower in pretty much all of his clothes. And this is about 3 or 4 years ago. That's where that started. And then it became like a thing at every major. He has to take a shower.
He does. I went to the bathroom. He was in there taking a sink shower, and we walked out. And he's like, hey man, walking with me and stuff. And he gave a couple people hugs. And I looked back. He was too hammy faced to even notice. But as we were walking, I looked back and looked at their facial expressions. They're like, because they were soaking wet. I'm like, Fergie, dude, stop. Just it was funny, man.
My two favorite Fergie memories are one, I had the honor to throw with him down in Florida at doubles one time, and when he walked into the Margaritaville, he hadn't slept the night before and had the same drink in his hand when I saw him.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes, Batman, it's gonna be a long day. I said, I'm just happy to throw with you, buddy. And we made Maine. It was fun. We didn't go very far, but it was a good time. So that was my first awesome experience one-on-one with him, right? But then in the game that he played on live stream, when he was licking his bag
Yeah.
and then throwing it, and then the other guy look at him, and he'd lick his bag even longer and slower,
Yeah.
and then throw it. That was by far the most confusing tactic I've ever seen another opponent, because his opponent was beside himself. Like, you can't play cornhole when that's happening.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do. You don't know if this guy's mentally stable. And then when he picked up the other guy's bag and threw it onto the board in the middle,
I missed this.
He threw his opponent's bag.
That was at Punta Gorda?
I think so.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't remember he threw his opponent's bag.
Yeah.
He reached over and picked one of them up, went ahead and threw it for him.
That does bring a question though to me, because Fergie does do this thing all the time where he licks his fingers before he throws.
And then,
Do you think that's a violation of some sort? Because you can't apply let's say pine tar to your bag, right? That would be illegal, right? You can't get it wet. You definitely can't get it wet. Ask Doug McClure about that.
yeah.
Doug McClure
Yeah.
does not
He
like.
requested he has to switch backs, I believe. I think that's what the rule would be.
Right, because he's doing it like every throw.
Every throw,
He's
yeah.
like licking his
Before
substance
substance is found, I think you can request that they have to change backs.
Maybe he likes how the bag tastes. I don't know. It is very odd. That does bring another point though. Batman, when are you gonna play doubles one time with Sammy Van Sickle? I will pick you. One time. You and Sammy Van Sickle, gotta see it, dude. You guys will tear it up. Batman throws the slowest bags in the world, so does Sammy.
We've had 3 third-place finishes in majors.
Yeah. You guys, it's a good team. It's a good team together. It really is. I love it.
Me and Sandy are close. I'm a big fan. He's a very busy young man. But yeah, me and Sammy love to throw together. We talk frequently. He's in Indiana, so it's not too far from Missouri. Our complication in being doubles was we wouldn't really be able to get any regionals in, so we just said, hey, let's go have some fun at some majors, because I can pick him up on the way, anything that's north or east coast.
Yeah.
But anything Midwest or out towards west, it doesn't really make sense for us to go together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
You know,
Yeah, definitely. You ready to get into some of the comments?
Yeah, I don't love this one. I don't know if you want to attack that one or not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's so I guess one of the hottest topics right now, Batman, is the Canada Major, and then it's also paired up on the same weekend as Bryan, Texas. So
Is this one you're talking about? Or?
No, you'd have to find it. We talk about this stuff in length, and so I kind of would like to get your opinion on some of it. We have a lot of people that commented, a lot of great comments, a lot of well thought out comments about how their ACO shouldn't be going outside the and I think that's the argument to make, right? Should the ACO be going outside the country at this time or not? I think that's a good place to start, don't you?
Yeah, it's a good place to start. Yeah. I like that. What do you think about that? Should we be competing in Europe and Canada? Because that's where the ACO's been.
Yeah.
for my personal experience, I'm going to say yes, just because I had the honor of throwing with Craig Irvin, the king of cornhole, in season 20 at the Europe Major.
Yep.
It was one of the greatest cornhole trips of my life. We went out there for 7 days. We got to go see castles. We got to go to 3 major cities out there. We got to meet some amazing locals. I got the pleasure of throwing with Daniel Lilly in the blind draw. I had fun winning quads with Frank Greers, Tammy Williams, and I'm not sure who the 4th person was on the team, unfortunately. But it was not stacked. They were not properly prepared. The equipment wasn't the same. The holes weren't routed. It was about 13 degrees in the venue, and that's not me overestimating. It was so cold you could not feel your fingers. And,
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
right.
Fahrenheit, you're still, I guess, or Celsius, you're still kind of okay, but
Yeah.
Fahrenheit, that ain't good.
it was too cold to have it. Having the people pay that much money and put in that much effort to travel to, it should have been at a better venue. I mean, the space was open. That was cool. There's a giant indoor, outdoor / tennis courts.
Okay.
So, if you've ever played tennis, it's okay for it to be pretty cold because you're going to be swinging a tennis racket for an hour or so, wear yourself out. But standing around waiting for the next game, you just kept getting colder and colder and colder, literally. So, yes, they should travel, but with the caveat of better preparation, better venue research, equipment should be at least similar to what we play with in the ACO. They were brand new boards. I've never played on boards that fast in my life.
I heard the boards were very, very fast.
They were brand new, so they had never even had bags on them. So the finish was so fast, and I can't explain how many bags we had that just stopped at the hole.
Yeah.
Because there's no droop. There's nothing to bevel. There's nothing to go into. And nothing against those guys out there in Europe. They're trying to grow the sport. I'm all about growing cornhole. But if you're going to make something that prestigious as the first European major ever, it could have been better. But
so my thoughts on that, I completely agree, especially with Europe right now. I think it was good, and I think it's great that we go over there. They've traveled to Worlds, every Worlds anyway that I've been to since we've had a major in Europe. We've seen some of the people come over, and it's nice to talk to those guys. It's nice to see them. We actually have a relationship with one of them now.
Yeah, Craig Smith.
Yeah, which is
and John Wesley.
Well,
So
he's a great human and becoming a really good cornhole player.
And they have their own cornhole podcast. You know what I mean? And they're starting that over there, which I think is awesome because they are they're digging in. They're trying to grow it in their area, and hopefully in a few years it'll be huge. I have no idea what that's going to turn into, but it takes people like we have met and takes people like we have seen at Worlds and stuff like that to be able to grow it there, which I think is great. They have a passion for it. You know what I mean? And that's why I think that's okay. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all on the same page here that, it's okay. We understand that the turnout is not what we want it to be, and we want more local players. Let's hope the Canada Major has some local players. I don't think there's any way that Frank could have gone up there and there not been local players involved somehow, right? I mean, there has to be. I don't know how you could even have a conversation. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to sign up.
Yeah,
You're right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I agree. That's something that's been pointed out in the comments. It's something that we've been reading about and watching, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look. It's not like Europe at least has people out there, and they have people showing up right now. Canada, this major, it does not look good.
But to say, Lynn Longwell told us that at the Buffalo Major, multiple Canadians came to that major. So I would assume those people would be there, right? Yeah, maybe closer to Canada. I don't know, maybe closer than this major. Secondarily, we have gotten multiple orders to Canada for bags, right? So
right, we
know we're sending ACO stuff, and I'm sure other bag companies have as well. But we are sending multiple sets of bags up into that area, which means those players have to be playing ACO somewhere. I know Canada is a very vast country as well, so if they're on one side and the major's on the other side, it's like playing in Florida compared to California. I mean, that's the thing. So,
on a selfish standpoint, the fact that we don't have a major in St. Louis, which is a huge part of the Midwest for ACO and ACL, there's nothing in St. Louis, and we have one in Canada that seems kind of, from a financial standpoint of gain, right, just from a business perspective, the ACO would benefit greatly from having one in St. Louis, where I don't know what the long or even short-term gain would be for Canada.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Kansas City argument. St. Louis argument. I'm not sure if Frank goes there and if there's nothing available or what. I don't know. Because I've always thought the same thing about Nashville, right? It's great we have it in Clarksville. We don't have the venue for it. It's shown in the last 3 years. This major sells out and people are upset because it sells out because we don't have the space in Clarksville. You put something in Nashville, you'll have 600-700 players at a major over there. So when you talk about big areas with cornhole, like I said, like St. Louis or Nashville, we don't know the logistics behind what it takes or what it costs to put something in that area. If somebody's on the ground doing that work, like Magnum maybe is doing that work, that's how we got a major here in Clarksville. We put somebody on the ground, got venue prices, got the venues sponsored by Visit Clarksville, then made connection with Frank and go, hey, we've done this. Can you bring it here? And it was done in about 14 months.
Yeah, and it did have it sold out. It's wonderful here. Absolutely wonderful. There's one thing that I want to say about this, though. And Batman, I want you to give me your thoughts on this because you're a business owner. We're business owners. The ACO owns a business, obviously, right? So with this Canada major, there's a lot of flack online about it. I know you've seen it. I've seen it. We're all looking at the registration. We're like, oh man, this is bad. Like it is, and there's no way to sugarcoat it or anything like that. Do you think that they knew it was going to be bad when they put one out there?
I don't know if anyone can predict cornhole, just as being a CO.
Right.
Sometimes I'll have 9 people show up for singles.
And
Like, what's going on?
do you take risks?
38 people at it.
Do you take risks in business
You have to.
without knowing what's going to happen when you do it?
You have to do a little bit of what's called market research. You have to do do market research on not just where, but also the venue and also participation. And
Right.
if there's anything going on locally, like are there any regionals going on?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Where you have to look into it locally. You have to see if there are clubs in the area or close to the area. It can't just be like, oh, I got this venue for a great price, and it's
Be research
Right.
within a radius. You can look how many tournaments are going to happen over the next, say, 6 months in that area based on 100-mile radius, even 200 miles, because people drive 200 miles from Maine
Right.
all day long.
right.
So if you look at a 200-mile radius on Cornhole and there's no tournaments in the next 6 months, that's probably not going to be an area you should hold a major in.
And I haven't looked at it. Have you looked at that? Do you know that?
What's that?
What you were just saying is that the actual case? I don't know if you're stating the actual case for Canada or not.
No, I haven't.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying though is a business has to take risks. You only know if it's going to be successful or not the day you have the thing. You know, like it's that doesn't mean you don't take risks though. And this is maybe an unpopular opinion with a lot of people and stuff like that, to where, oh yeah, if they didn't have it there and they had it in Nashville instead, they would have made so much more money. But again, if that place develops, let's say Canada actually does develop into some sort of cornhole play, you know what I mean? The ACL has tournaments there. They have more people that show up. It's kind of funny. The only reason I know this is that they were throwing our bags at an ACL event, which is absolutely awesome. But anyway, the rules are a little more laxed. A business took a risk, and they put it there. That's the end of the story. All this stuff online that I'm reading about it is like, oh, this is a joke. This is blah. It's a business that took a risk at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's something that, like, sure, yeah, you can make fun of them. You didn't know it wasn't going to be good when they put it out there. They didn't know it wasn't going to be good when they put it out there. So how are you even talking crap? You know what I mean?
Well, there's also, and we all know this, right, from a pro standpoint and from a non-pro standpoint, because I've been playing for over 4 years, so I have not always been a pro. There's no way to kind of find which majors are going to be the little ones, so you can go win and get more points.
Right.
Versus showing up to Owensboro and there'll be 500 players. Like, there's no way to know unless you're planning it by willingness to pay late fees and stuff like you used to have to do, that they did away with, which is good, but there's no way to predict the participation.
That's exactly
and that's
right.
Unfortunately, a huge downside to cornhole when you have to plan travel, when you have to plan days off work. Some people have to bring, like, we bring up Russell Wheels from time to time. He has to plan medical assistance or an on-site nurse. Like, all that has to be planned just to go play cornhole. And if you don't know how many people are going to be there, then there's no way to do that.
Right, and nobody does. And that's the thing. Like, a business is taking a stab in the dark. Seeing if it's not in the dark, you got to know that they did check some things. Like, they definitely. There's no possible way they're just like, oh, well, let's just have one in Canada because whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that there's no possible way that something like that happened. And that's where it's just like, hindsight is 20/20. everybody's an armchair quarterback one day in advance. You know what I mean? 1 week in advance. Everybody's there saying, "Oh," but it's it.
Over promises and under delivers when it comes to major things.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to predict it. You want every event to be a Super Bowl.
That's,
Really
yeah.
do.
Right,
Oh, yeah,
and
100%.
but we're seeing that this is backfiring for a company. Well, it looks like it's backfiring. We don't know, for a company like the ACL, where it's way less events in more populated areas, and you're seeing players go, I don't want to have to travel that far multiple times a year. It's funny to me because a lot of the players that complain about the smaller majors are the ones in the most saturated areas. It's like all you need to do is travel. We understand we go to only the big ones. You know,
Right.
It's like you are so privileged about the convenience of the big majors you have in your area that you decide not to go travel to Canada, not save up the money because you know you can hit 8 within 8 hours. Well, some people aren't afforded that option, and that's why things like the ACL are getting these big numbers. There's only 16 events throughout the season or something like that, right? And you have to go to 4 or 6, right? And so that's what I'm saying is like this whole thing is about convenience. The reason the numbers aren't big is because I have a good area where I can go to 8 majors within 8 hours. That's why I won't go over there.
Plus, one other thing on that, because you just kind of jogged my memory on it. In Europe, the first season 20 going over there, 8 of the top players from Europe were guaranteed pro status.
Mm-hmm.
People in Canada, you go to a major, you're not guaranteed it. What, you're going to travel to the U.S. 3 more times? Like just to hit 4 or 12 times to try to actually hit that pro? There's no, like, the incentive to go there. Yes, there is money. Yes, it's a big pile of money for the amount of attendance that's in there anyway.
Very good.
It's that would be awesome if we had tournaments with that attendance and had that much money being paid
I don't know
out.
if awesome is the right.
But
Yeah.
not having that opportunity to get pro, and maybe that's why they did it in Europe. It was identifying some pros there, is because it does pull a little bit more incentive to be able to go to that specific major anyway, and may grow faster.
Well, I think we're seeing that happen in the West Coast, where you're seeing a lot more West Coast interest because more West Coast players are becoming pros because there's more tournaments on the West Coast. We're seeing more West Coast sales this year than we ever have, right? I mean, that has to mean that there's growth there.
Yeah.
In different places where we've never sold bags, we're selling bags this year, right? That means, and why is it? You look around it, oh, there's a major. There's a major there now. In the last 2 seasons, there's been one around, let's say, something like Duluth, Minnesota, right? And last year was canceled. Super unfortunate. We don't know the circumstances. We heard the venue double booked. We heard it was attendance. We don't know.
Whatever,
but
yeah.
we're seeing interest in Minnesota now, ACO interest that we didn't see before.
Which is awesome.
And so it proves like it's not going to go perfect, and there's going to be some small majors, but the expansion is working in these areas that are getting the ridicule from the players in the most saturated areas of cornhole. And should those players be taken care of? Yes, they are the backbone of the ACO, in my opinion, right? The players in your Kentucky, Indiana, Missouri, Tennessee, everybody knows what I'm talking about, the Cornhole Bible Belt. They are the backbone. They need to be taken care of. I agree with that. It's why I'll fight the point system tooth and nail this season, and I'll put it on surveys and I'll send the emails. But the ACO is doing the right thing. They're getting more players throughout the country, and I think it's working.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it is too.
I'm all about the growth of it, but I think that at the essence, we still have to remember that cornhole is still a grassroots business. It's still a game, and most of the people, 90% of the people that play it, are working class people that do not have
That's true.
time or money to travel to Europe, to Canada. It's 1,800 miles to the West Coast, 1,800 miles to Florida. They just don't, if they're in the Midwest, to play in these quote-unquote sponsored events because, look at the sponsors, right? They're not going to cover your travel, your airfare, your hotel rooms,
Right.
food.
I can fix that for you, Batman. You want me to fix that for you? Have less than 10 bag companies for the ACL. That fixes it for you. I promise you. It does. Those players need to travel somewhere. They're going to be paid by a sponsor to be able to go out to that location. Yeah. Let's get on another topic. I don't want to get on that topic, dude. I'll go forever on that topic. But we got tons of other stuff on here, right? We got maybe 8 minutes left with you before Zoom kicks us off. So I wanna hit.
Well, let's hit a
topic.
fun one then, right, Bill? Didn't you have a fun one earlier?
A fun one.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Do you eat ramen with a spoon or a fork?
If I'm bare-handing it and raw dogging it because I'm starving, bare hand. I'm just sitting down and eating, it's with a fork.
100% with a fork,
It
and
has
then
to
you
be
drink
with
the
a
juice.
fork.
It's got to be with a fork.
Yeah.
Spoon, that's a ridiculous question. That was from Josh Glover.
Noodles with a spoon.
Josh Glover says this is a biggest discussed topic around his house, and I don't even know how.
Glover, that's crazy. It's a fork every time.
It's a fork every time. Yeah.
Even a spork is better than a spoon.
A spork is better than it. You need something with claws.
Got to stop by Wendy's to get a couple sporks.
Is baseball harder than golf?
They say that hitting, right, of Major League fastball is one of the hardest things to do in all sports.
They do say that.
But golf is one of the most confusing, frustrating sports ever invented.
Yeah.
So, and it's, yeah.
I'm team
I
golf.
like a little bit of both, and for me, I think golf is harder than baseball, but I'm also not Cuban.
That's three golfs right there, Zach Kier. Write that down, buddy.
I'm team golf. Yeah, 100%.
Chopsticks, Shannon says. I wish I could.
Athletically, like overall athleticism, baseball's way harder than golf.
Yeah, different.
People that play golf.
Right. Running, hitting, jumping, fielding, like athletic. Right.
Physical demand, baseball's way harder than golf.
Right, but harder is such a rough term. Right? But golf, like my buddy told me, like mentally golf is way harder. Like being in the lead at some little city tournament, he said, compared to just being a fielder on a team, like you have 8 other players. You could realistically have a lot of bad games and your team can still win.
You
know?
could be in the outfield and never get a ball hit to you.
Yeah, you could never have the ball hit to you.
You could never have the ball hit to you and just stand there for 2 hours and you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Oh. What do you think about the ACL players that have moved? What do you want? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bill.
Should bad companies ever collab with each other?
Should bad companies collab?
Yeah.
Since most companies use the same material and mostly the same fill.
Don't even start that. No, stop. You're gonna say yes.
I said most, and the only thing they would be collabing on would be the design, I would think. But otherwise, if you are collabing on the fill that you are unique to, then you're kind of giving up your secrets to do it.
Yeah.
If you have a specific fabric that no one else has, then you're kind of giving up that exclusivity. So it's not a horrible idea, but I wouldn't do it. If I were a bag owner, I wouldn't collab with another bag company.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's literally your competition.
To me, it doesn't make sense. You throw a high roller, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You throw a high roller. Matt Ledbetter and Dylan Ledbetter share the same last name. Matt's never reached out and said, "Hey, let's do a collab specifically for Batman." You know, and anybody that wants to do that, they always say, "Hey, can you have your graphics guy do it?"
Yeah, Jacob Coleman says, "I think collabing with competitors is dumb." Yeah,
Thank you. I agree. We're done with that one. Brandon Ware, there will never be a CBC Vibe collab, not because we don't like Vibe. We love Jeremiah Ellis. We love everything about Vibe.
Yeah.
We even made a good design for him that we may show him someday. But I don't think there's a collab in the near future.
Yeah. What about cornhole practice is overrated? Yes or no?
The bull that persists in their folly becomes wise in it. So if you choose not to practice, you're choosing to let other people get better than you are at it. You don't have to practice to the point of exhaustion, but until you get your mechanics and your mental state where it needs to be for every single game you play, you're going to need to practice and you're going to need to lose and you're going to need to be humble. And I can speak from experience with being like 3 wins and like 74 losses to Craig Urban. It's very important to practice if you want to ever beat somebody that good at something.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree.
I got one.
Practices.
What is the perfect price for beer at a venue for a major? And don't say free, be realistic. What is it?
$120 a beer so people don't do it.
Okay.
I love it. You're right, Batman. Beer is bad.
I'm at about $3.50.
Realistically, though, $6 a beer should get you more than enough profit. It should bring in a ton of people and they can drink as much as they want.
I'm about
anyway.
$3.50 to $4 a beer plus a tip, $6, $5, all in every beer. That's where I am.
If you go to Busch Stadium, it's like $14 a beer,
Freaking
and
crazy.
you already paid $100 to show up.
Yeah, I would say cornhole tournaments already have pretty low beer prices. I mean, cornhole is one of the cheaper sports you can play. I mean, comparatively to what he's saying, concerts, any major league sporting event.
You don't play a concert.
Well, any event, I'm saying.
Yeah, those
Any
events
event.
you show up, you're a spectator. These are people that need swing oil to
They don't
improve
need it.
their
No. Bad phrasing. Bad phrase. Rephrase.
They
Rephrase.
think they need it, but there's alternatives and things they could do that would help them even better without the side effects and without the negatives that come along with it.
That's right. 100%. I've proven it. That's how I beat Bill so often.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk later about this. That's fine. This is a discussion all in itself. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. Go ahead for your next one.
No, I wanted to say my price. When I used to drink, I think $5 is fair.
$5, and that is tip
I think once you
included.
get over
That's
five-
tip included.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not tipping every beer. I'm telling you that, right?
Really?
No. I mean, I don't even drink beers, but I'm telling you, $5. Once you go over the $5 mark, people start getting a little wild on it. They're like, $6. That's crazy. You say $5, they go, yes, $5 beers. That's how it goes.
I think it should be $1 beer if you just want people to drink.
Yeah, if it's $3 beers, people are on the floor.
So if you can,
$3 a beer, people are getting DUIs.
People are Tupelo. If you ever been to Tupelo, you'll know why there's fights and there's a lot of shenanigans at Tupelo because the drinks are cheap and they're heavy.
Johnny Box,
I remember.
Is that what you're talking
Johnny Box, Miles McClendon, I was there. I was there. We won't talk about it.
All right.
We won't talk about it. All right, we only have Batman for maybe less than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
probably.
we got you less than I don't know.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? It's got to be, right?
By itself or on a bun?
On a bun.
On a bun. Yeah, it's got to be on a
Hot
bun.
dog on a bun is a sandwich.
The classic
It's
American.
meat between bread, so technically processed meat between bread is a sandwich.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
I would say it's a sandwich.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Or else what is it? Just a hot dog?
You could call it a hoagie, but that's still a sandwich, right?
Hoagie's still a sandwich, yeah. Yeah, because you say
Why
sandwich on a
there's no
hoagie roll.
packs of hot dogs in 10 and buns in 8.
I don't like that.
Would you ever put peanut butter and jelly between a hot dog bun?
I have.
Yep.
Okay. Then it's a sandwich.
He's
bye,
gone.
Batman.
That's Zoom, folks. Zoom has kicked the Batman out.
He gone.
We only get 45 minutes for free, folks. We're not paying for freaking Zoom, all right?
Hell no. We didn't want to talk to Batman anyway.
All right, Bill, where are we at here? That was fun, though.
That was fun. Yeah, I like Batman. We're going to have him on again or somebody else that can talk, unlike Nate Allen.
Unlike Nate Allen. Leave Nate Allen alone, Bill. You're already in his head.
Nate, I'm just joking.
Do you want to read Kelsey's comment about the ACO moving outside of the country?
I don't want to read anything because you told me earlier that when I read things, it gets boring and dull and dumb, and you hate it.
You do read slow and monotone. I agree with that. Is that what you said? All right, Kelsey said, putting in my 2 cents on majors outside the U.S. First, let me start by saying this. I'm all for growing the sport. I love to see new players getting into it, majors, regionals getting bigger each year. However, I don't think the best way to grow the sport over in Canada, Europe, etc. is by throwing a major over there. As of right now, the Canada major barely has enough people to run it if it were regional, and they're literally all people from the U.S. Literally. I would hope to see local people walk up this weekend, but who knows? To me, before you plan to major in a new country, run some smaller events, regionals, maybe like a mini major, I don't know. First, to gain interest in that area. I know there's probably not a CO over there, but maybe someone who works for the ACO could spend some time over there, run a few regionals to make sure there's people over in that area that are wanting to get into cornhole before planting a huge tournament over there for 8 Americans to go, with the shrug guy. And maybe they have already done something similar. I don't know. I just don't get the point in having something in a different country where there's maybe a handful of people from that country even playing it. Also clarifying that I am by no means bashing people who go to majors outside the U.S. That face. One of the main reasons I play cornhole is to see the world. This is strictly my opinion from the growing the sport perspective.
Okay, I'm giving my thoughts first because it's the most unpopular opinion on this. And my thoughts just changed during this stream, folks. Not because of beer intake, but because it's logical.
Okay.
Do not have a major in another country unless You have 4 majors in that country. Go all in. You got to give them the incentive to be pro. You've got to do 4 in the country per year to have 1.
Folks, Bill's
that is my now. Should there be
Bill's inebriated?
Should there be background investigation to this? Yes, 100%. You need to contact whatever club. If you see it on Cornhole and somebody has over 20 people, and there may be 2 other clubs within a 200-mile radius that have 20 people in them, sure. Plan 4 majors around that specific area, but do not have 1, have 4. Go all in.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's crazy talk.
Right.
I like it, though. I like the all-in.
Is it not logical,
Yeah.
though? It's just as logical as not having any in other countries.
I would agree. I would agree that it's just as logical as saying 0, right?
Right.
But I think having 1 is where you do this thing that Kelsey's even talking about. You're gauging interest. Why is a major seem like it's such a big thing? There's 40-something of them a year. But we put 1 in Canada and 1 in Europe, and it's like the world is ending. It's
There's 2
how
in
dare
Canada this year.
you guys are communists for putting anything outside of our country, right? And it's like, they're just gauging, they literally, I think, are gauging the interest, right? Like, this is the point of it. And if you do something smaller than a major, why would the people in that country show any interest in it? You're literally telling them, you're less than what we have in our country, but we'd really like you to hang out and play. You know,
you gotta have 4. I'm sticking.
You don't have to have 4, but I get what you're saying. I like the argument.
I think it's great to have 4. It gives them more incentive than just money. And I'll tell you what, 90% of people that show up to majors in the U.S. do not, more than 90%, do not show up for the money. They show up to try to get that pro status.
Yeah.
And they spend money and they travel everywhere and they go for that pro status or that purple jersey or something like that. This gives people outside of the U.S. the opportunity to become pros, and they have way more of incentive than monetary at this point in those other countries. I think it's logical. I think it's better than Kelsey's logic on here by not having any or growing it from the grassroots by talking to a couple, local clubs and maybe running a regional. You run a regional, so what? Now you got to pay the ACO to run that regional, and you still don't get points to be able to be pro. That is the incentive for over 90% of people in the U.S.
I just wanted to see if I was right with
Wait.
this. I like what you're saying.
I wanted to hold off for a minute, and then I want to say, prove me wrong.
Oh, Philip Barnett. I wanted to look at the likes and the loves on this comment because it kind of calls back to a point I made earlier. The people that argue this are the people that have the cornhole saturated areas, right? And all these people right here are in what I would call the cornhole privileged area, right? You have cornhole privilege because you have 8 majors within 8 to 10 hours of you. And when anything goes outside of that doesn't have the numbers, that stirs people up. And I understand it because it's quote unquote easier, right? And like I said, we make this argument time and time again. And other people do as well. The ACO does. This isn't me battling for the ACO. This is the term. This is what it is. Anybody can go. Right? Anybody can go. The thing is that it's less convenient for most cornhole players.
It is.
And I understand that. I understand that.
Very
but
expensive.
if you're going to complain, it's only because it's inconvenient to you. That is it, for the most part. Because if there was only 16 majors, like the ACL does, and one of them was in Canada, I guarantee the numbers would be different. I guarantee it. But because you don't have to go, you don't go. And then you complain about the thing happening at all.
Because there's 40 majors near you.
Right, because there's a dozen.
Yeah.
And
I'm exaggerating. I'm sorry. I did exaggerate a little bit. Kelsey said something. Will you read that so I'm not monotone?
If they have no chance to become pro anyways because there's only one major in their country, why would a mini major make them not want to go?
You are making the point for me. I agree with that. If they don't have incentive to become a pro because there is only one major, which is probably why nobody's showing up. I don't know. I think there needs to be that incentive to at least be able to become a pro, which may be why they did it in Europe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how the ACO works, but that idea could have gotten in their head and they could have been like, well, we have to give them some sort of incentive to show up, so let's make 8 pros at this major. You know what I mean? And you know what? The numbers in 2020, I don't think that they were terrible for going to a new country your first time ever doing something like that.
Well, couldn't the argument be made that by putting a major there, if one Canadian player does well, right? Does that not incentivize them to possibly travel to America for 3 majors to earn their pro status because they did well in the one that was there?
You're talking about one person doing this. I'm talking about growing it to 300, 400, something,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like, how do you do that? Well, they have to have more incentive. In the U.S., I promise you, it is not the money that people are showing up for. It is not. Everybody knows that. If it was just the money, there's not many people that would show up. You know what I mean? Because a few people win the money and they don't win it every time, but very, very few. You could say the top 10%. I think it's fewer than that for everybody that plays in the ACO that actually wins out. It's not a monetary thing is why people are playing. It is the freaking pro status. It's the purple jersey. It's to say I am the best at this started out backyard game, and if you want to invite me to your barbecue, I'm going to whoop everybody's ass there.
We saw this happen last year with Karsten Morris, essentially, right? Had great showings on the West Coast, kind of realized, like, hey, I'm going to need to travel over and get some stuff over in this area. I think, one, to compete with more of the competition. He really wanted to, I wouldn't say prove it to everybody, but prove it to himself that he could hang with the quote-unquote big dogs in the big areas, because I think people like on the West Coast or the Canadians or the Europeans are seeing everything you guys post as well about cornhole. And they're saying,
100%.
oh, your major in Medford, Oregon is invalid because there's not enough players. If you won that, you didn't win a real major, right? And Carson Morris came and he kind of showed this isn't true, right? I mean, he didn't win. He didn't win a major, right? But he did. He made multiple top 8s in multiple heavily saturated areas.
Yeah.
So and that's where, like, I
Carson's
think
a dog.
we
can just
right, and maybe he's an outlier, right? But is this possible of a Canadian doing it or a European doing it? Because I think Carson's involvement in the ACO last year and traveling spiced up his area completely, right? It got more people involved in the ACO this season than there were last season because of that one individual. And that's why I could make the argument, if one individual from Canada is well enough to travel, it could influence 20, which then influence 60, which then influence 100, right? Because I think that's what we were seeing from the West Coast. And I'm not, Carson's just a great example, right? He is somebody.
He's a great example, but it is an outlier example. As you said earlier, it's an outlier example, not because he's good at the sport, but because this is a junior that had time to be able to take off school, travel. The guy traveled months out of last year.
He stayed with him. He stayed with somebody else.
And he was traveling all over the east side. I'm not going to say east coast because it wasn't the total coast, but the east side, the Cornhole Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And we saw him at numerous places because of that. Not everybody is going to be able to do something like that. And that's why I would call him an outlier. Not an outlier because of his skill. Very good. He's in the top 10%, right? He's there in Cornhole. But an outlier on being able to travel like that, especially while you're a junior. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, folks, I think should they put it in Toronto, maybe would have been better. Maybe. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
We're not doing that kind of research. I really have no idea.
Worst location, I don't even know what the location is. I know I've been contacted by numerous people in Canada for bags and things like that. If they're not showing up, it's another tough thing for bag makers too. There are no bag makers in Canada. Most of the people that I talk to travel across the border to pick up, big boxes of sets and then bring them back and distribute them between their clubs. It's the truth. I don't know, and that's tough. They plan a major, you have to throw ACO bags, and how do you get those bags? I would love a bag rep. If anybody from Canada is watching, freaking give me a call. You want to be a bag rep? Let's work something out.
Yeah. We just got somebody going over in Europe recently. So really cool. Curtis said, what about pros for America and pros for the world or something? Then like America versus world at Worlds. Yeah, that could be cool.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Team America.
Great idea.
I'm on that team. I'm on that team, Curtis.
Let's move on from Canada. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. Folks, like I said,
Bob,
we will talk about it more.
No, it's not okay, because Bob said something about Canada. Bob Heil. Where are you at, Bob? Are you still in here?
Oh, gosh, you missed it.
Bob Heil, calculated risk, that was earlier. If current ACO players do not attend Canada or Europe, you will never get big numbers. I think they just need the incentive to become a pro. I don't think it's just attending there. The U.S. people to go there, I think you could build it just like you built it in the U.S., which becoming a pro is something, especially a backyard game where you get to talk shit to every freaking barbecue dad. I think that's amazing. Yeah. That's the only reason I play.
Yeah, you do well at it. You do well at it. All right, folks, moving on. This is a big one, and I'm really planning on CBC highlighting this for the rest of the season, okay? So McKenna Kopp posted this out on our post. Bill and I are neither women or seniors, and I play a little bit of co-ed now, but really not that involved in it. So this pertains to those groups. This is something we didn't know. We knew that this division paid out 50% of the entry fees. That's what we knew about it, right?
That's all we knew about it. That's
right. What we found out through this is that this payout is based on online early registered players 2 Sundays before the event. This is huge, folks. Okay? This is huge because this means, like, let's say for Spooky Nook right now, whatever the numbers are for Spooky Nook, well, whatever the numbers were from last Sunday, yes, that's all that's going into the pot, 50% of those numbers. So anybody that registers from this last Monday all the way up until next Thursday, essentially, Friday is the tournament, right? That money is not going into your pot for either women's, seniors, or co-ed. So this is big, folks. And
it is big.
And
register
what Chelsea
freaking early.
Right, for these 3 events specifically.
If you don't register early, I'm pissed at you. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta. If
I'm gonna start writing
and get that money in the freaking pot, I'm pissed at you.
I'm gonna start writing down names of who signed up the 2 Sundays before. If you're added to that list afterwards, you're also added to my list.
We're gonna have a wall of shame segment on the CBC Down and Back podcast. We're gonna show pictures of you. We're gonna sit here and be like, you registered at 12:01 a.m. 2.97 Sundays prior to the event, and your money's not getting added. Shame.
Yeah. But this is a problem, and especially with the way that we're able to register for tournaments this year where there's no late registration fees, right? You can pay up into 30 minutes before the division starts, I believe, is the rules. So people do not feel obligated, and there's no pressure to sign up early. Folks, this is the pressure. Okay, for this division, this for the women's, seniors, and co-ed division. So anybody, like right now, I need to tell Molly, got to tell my girlfriend that we need to sign up for co-ed before Sunday.
Everybody talks about payouts, and payouts need to go up. This is one way, without even communicating with the ACO, that we can make payouts go up. Right here.
Yes.
Sign up 2 Sundays in advance, at least.
Right. So if you're going to Albertville or Medford, because those are both next weekend. No, weekend after next, right? 2 Fridays from this Friday. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have to sign up 2 Sundays before. If you're going to Albertville or Medford, women's, seniors, and co-ed, make sure you buy those tickets before this Sunday. Okay?
100%.
That's what I'm also going to make a post with this, all right? Hopefully every week, it's a real task, every week with the majors that are 2 weeks away and say, hey, if you're in these divisions, make sure you sign up. Just as like a reminder so that we all know. We don't have the largest platform, but we have a little one, and we're just trying to help out here.
Right.
This could benefit me and Molly.
We're going to be doing this most of the time on Wednesdays, discussing this 3 Wednesdays prior to the actual week, whatever it is. We will do it, and we will talk about it on here. We will make sure that people are signed up if you want your money to go to the pot to pay out for the women that are going to win this, for the seniors that are going to win this, and the co-ed freaking teams that are going to win this.
Yes.
If you sign up at any time after that, the wall of shame, the wheels are turning. There may be a wall of shame on here. I don't know yet, but there may be. Hoppy, you said I bet you won't do it. I promise you. You sign up late, there will be a wall of shame, and you will be on there.
If I sign up late, I'll wall of shame myself. I promise.
It's going to happen. You just didn't care enough to give people half of the money that you paid to go there.
Yeah. Minimum $250 payout. I do like that, right? So even if there's 3 women at, let's say, Canada Major, there's still $250 going to that pot. So I do like that, right?
Yeah.
But if it's going to be a big one, folks, if you know you're going, do not procrastinate on this.
Yeah.
You are hurting yourself and your players because you're already paying the money. If you're like, oh, well, I don't win anyways, then why would I do this? Well, you're going to pay for it anyways. So just help out the people at the top.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting in the effort.
McKenna Cop, thank you very much for drawing attention to something like this. I had no idea, and I have read the rule, but I have read numerous. I scanned over something like this. It's great that you pointed this out. This is phenomenal. People, without asking for increased payouts, sign up freaking 2 weeks early. You have increased payouts right there. That is one way we can do it without even talking to the ACO. I think it's wonderful. All right, next topic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jeremy Bruce Jones asked, y'all stream in Albertville? Another topic is streaming all majors. Jeremy, we agree that all majors, I hate to use the word should, but we would like them to all be streamed.
Current plans, yes, we are streaming Albertville.
That is the current plan. There is a hitch in the plan right now. We're working through it. Okay, folks, we're spending a lot of money.
This brain is working through it.
We're spending a lot of money. Is what's happening
to ensure Albertville gets streamed.
Yeah,
but just that one. We are spending a lot of money to do that. So I just want you to know that is something that
not to say like don't tell us thank you for it, but this is what we're going through because we came into a circumstance that we weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
So and we already spent a lot of money.
We will be prepared. Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah. So that's okay. That is okay. Yeah. I wasn't even ever going to bring it up, but currently. Right now, yes. We'll let you know more on the next podcast next week. We should have the definite answer by next week.
Yeah. Like I said, on the topic of streaming majors, folks, I promise we have conversations about streaming. They are trying really hard to get everything streamed. We don't know what their budget looks like to get things streamed, right? And that's where we lack in even being able to have this conversation because we don't know. We know what we get, which folks, we're obviously not making buku bucks out here. You know, I mean, I promise you, okay? But that's all we know. That's all we know, right?
We all have day jobs.
We've had day jobs.
That's going to bring us to our next topic here in a minute. Anyway, we all have day jobs.
I just want to say that there is effort being put into streaming all the majors from all the different stream teams. Some stream teams are backing out because they might not think it's worth it, right? It's a big effort, folks. What we do and what other stream teams do at these majors is taxing, son. It is long days, and you're the first one in there setting everything up, and you're the last ones out after the championship. Yeah, a lot of talking, a lot of looking at screens, a lot, right? Not to say that it can't be done, but I'm just telling you from an inside experience, this is not an easy thing to do, okay? And if you did it once at your local tournament, you might think it's easy. Do it for 2 days, 3 days at a major 14 times, and then we can have a good conversation. You'll understand.
And have good equipment.
Good equipment.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So not only that, but some of the majors aren't all in the area, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense to be able to go to something like that and stream it for us personally. Tell me how I get on an airplane and fly to the West Coast with all of our equipment, land, set everything up and stream for 2 days. Like it is very tough, the logistics of it and the amount of money that you have to pay to be able to get out there and do all of these things. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah. And like Bill said, we all have day jobs, so PTO also plays a factor into this. Folks, folks, if we didn't have day jobs and stuff like that, we could help get donations and you guys could start a GoFundMe and put $5 in a week, and then maybe you could pay for us to travel to every single major and we'd do it for you. It's just not what's going to happen, right? It's just not.
Okay, let's do, so the next one was Aaron DFB.
Where is it at?
I think it's below this one. I'm not 100%. You're the scrolly guy, though.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
There it is. Okay, so just because we talked about this just a half a second ago, cued me into this one here. It's a lovely picture. What is that?
That's a dog.
A dog? Yeah. Yeah, what is that? Me checking to see if I have that dog. Who posted this? Joe Hartline.
And he tagged Gavin Kirk.
I love it. I love it.
This is you.
Okay, all right. Aaron said being an ACO bag partner is a hobby until ACO restructures their bag partner relationship. 100 and million and billion and quintillion percent. I agree, and you can multiply all those and then times it by infinity. I still agree, 100%. It's a hobby, and we don't want it to be a hobby. We want it to be a career. The jobs. We love the game. We love it, and I was always told, if you love something and you're passionate about it, number one, it never feels like work. Number two, I don't know how in this situation we make that happen, but we're trying every day. We are trying every day. That's all I can say about that. So I agree with you.
Yeah, folks, the way you can help us is just buy more bags.
That's
because right now, and there's really not even enough of you for that to even make a difference at this point.
I wouldn't even just say buy more bags. I'd say promote the bag companies that either sponsor you, promote the bag companies that are there, namely us, and that's what I would say is get people to buy bags.
Yeah, I got asked a question in Toledo, and they're like, somebody was asking me, how do you combat not having a yearly stamp? Like, how do you make money? And I told this person, I was like, go look at our social media, see how many posts are on there. We also do a podcast every week. We also do this stuff isn't.
We also do the stream.
It is fun for us, right? I 100%. It is fun for me to broadcast and commentate, to run this podcast, to make social media posts, to give you guys a space to talk about topics, do what we're doing right now. But a big part of it is because we are trying to stand out as a company in a world where there's 70 companies to compete with. It's a huge reason we do a lot of this stuff, folks. How do we stand out? And if anybody has extra ideas, let us know. Bill and I were working on doing something for this season that now has fallen backwards, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's
something else that we went outside of the box that
Yeah.
could elevate us to the next level, right? But right now we just don't have the time, unfortunately, currently. But like I said, we are thinking all of the time how we can stand outside of everybody else with 3,500 players and roughly 65 bag companies right now.
Somebody tell me right now, just the first person in chat, whoever says, how many sets of bags do you buy per year? Somebody just type a number in the chat.
If you're a sponsored player, you don't count.
If you're a sponsored player, you don't count. And that's something that I was going to bring up at the end, but thank you for ruining that for me. Somebody that is not sponsored, how many sets of bags, and it could be somebody that buys a ton of them, I don't even care. How many sets of bags do you buy per year? We should have this as like a question on
two. Hoppy said,
know what I mean?
First one. Two.
Okay, two.
2 sets.
3,500 times 2. Right, 3,500 people, 7,000. Okay, we'll keep it at that, and we'll say average $80 a set.
Okay.
Or not adding that. Why did I?
You should be multiplying that. You should pull this over here so people can see you do math. Okay. Pull it over here.
Okay.
Get over there.
We got over there. Okay, so 7,000. Okay, that's 3,500 players, each buying 2 sets of bags per year, and we're going to say the average price is about $80. It's $560,000. Last year, I believe there was 80. I believe there was a little bit over 80 bag partners. This year, I'm going to be as generous as possible and divide this by 70. By the end of the year, I believe we will be above this number. I'm not sure. Per year.
This is how much money each company
per
would
company.
make.
Let's take Nate Allen. 3,500
Players
times,
5.
and we'll be generous. No, say 6. He said 526.
Okay.
We'll take 6. Okay, we'll take 6. 3,500. That's 21,000 people, right? Times 80 average price of a set, right? 1.68 million.
Almost 1.7.
Divided by. I'm going with 70. I promise you, by the end of the year, there'll be over 70 companies. 24,000. 24. We have 3 people that work for the company.
We would make $24,000 a year.
Who buys 30 sets? I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing for 30 sets. What
I like
do you
this game.
want here, dude?
I like this game.
Let's
see.
I could do this.
Let's not do
all
30. Let's do
day.
a high person would be 12. Let's do. Wait. What was the number?
Look at 3,500 players.
Okay. 3,500 times 12, right?
Yep.
Equals times
80. $80 a set.
Big numbers, folks. 3.36 numbers
divided
by 70 bag
70
companies.
bag
If we're lucky enough, there's only 70.
If
right?
we're lucky.
Oh, we make almost 50 grand.
We're being as generous as possible with numbers.
This doesn't
folks.
even include the cost of materials. This doesn't even include the cost of equipment.
Oh no,
This doesn't even
this
include...
would say this is all I just woke up one day and I made a I don't know, an online self-help program and didn't have to spend $1 to put it online. No marketing, no nothing whatsoever. That's the freaking number. So like, folks, get your people out there, freaking sell some bags. Aaron is 100% correct. It is a hobby. That's what I don't want it to be a hobby. I'm trying my butt off for it not to be a hobby, folks.
Bill, if everybody bought 20 sets a year, we could make 80 grand.
Yeah.
We'd be really rolling, all three of us.
Yeah. So look, it's kind of a joke putting it up here. Obviously, some bag companies are more popular than others. Obviously, some have better marketing. But we did not account for people that are sponsored, and I'm sorry, but there are many people that are sponsored that are not pros and things like that, and many people that don't like your company. Like there are so many variables in something like this that is tough. But that's if you made an even keel of the entire pie, right? We have 3 owners of this company. To split that up for the amount of work that we do per
this
year
is a crazy large number too.
We did not put cost of goods sold in there.
So
and that is a crazy large company.
One more time for everybody that's here. ACO has about 3,500 active members, okay? Times, let's say every member, all 3,500, bought 5 sets of bags throughout the year.
No sponsored people.
Yes, this is 3,500 players bought 5 sets of bags throughout the year, okay? We're at 17.5. Multiply that by $80 a set is what we're
Average
going
price.
with, right? $80 a set. Think we're at 1.4 million, all right? Now we have to divide this number by the amount of companies that are in the ACO. We've been using the number 70. Last year we ended with 82 or 83 bag companies. So 70 is hopeful for us. 70 companies. Each company would make $20,000, folks. These are the numbers we're working with, okay? I just wanted to break it down one more time.
That's $20K in revenue. That is not the materials that you paid for. That is not the fill that you paid for. That's not the time that you spent there making the bags. So, and I don't want to sit here like I'm bitching. We do better than 20K. We definitely do. And I think we're more of a popular company in the ACO.
Yeah, no idea how to tell.
But there is no possible way that I can quit my job tomorrow or the next year until what Aaron is talking about changes. And I want to throw that out there. It is literally a hobby for the bag partners that are in there. There is nobody that's quitting a day job. I promise you.
And we put this out there not as a complaint, but as a knowledge piece, because I think a lot of people think like, you guys must be killing it. You know, and it's like, let me break it down for you. And this is the best way to do it with literal numbers.
The best way to do it as an even pie. It is the best way.
Right.
That does not take into account us sponsoring 23 players this year. And if you think that's free, it's not free sponsoring 23 players.
Right.
There's jerseys, there's bags, there's hats, there's shirts, there's events that they go, there's all sorts of things. So it is It's Aaron, you hit it right here. I've talked to the ACO numerous times about this. It is what it is.
And if you guys want to make the argument, you don't have to sponsor 20 plus players, let's look at the companies that are doing that now. Let's look how fast that happened, right? Because I'm going to go out on a limb here, folks, and please don't take this as egotistical, but what we did our first year, we had 3 sponsored players: Chase Puckett, Megan Puckett, Gary Bear Paul, correct?
Yeah.
The next year we had 8 or 9. I can't name them all, but we had 8 or 9. Okay, we were making our way up. We still were not the most popular. The next season, aka last season, we had 20 players. We were probably the first ACO bag partner team to have a team of that size, right? We had the most championships. That's what happened, right? I don't like to say we became the most popular because I don't really believe that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody does.
Now, folks, let's look at the companies that have now been picking up dozens of players that never had that amount of players. Yeah. I mean, you have to have these big teams to be relevant. Is it losing us money? Probably. But we don't know because the companies that have no sponsored players, it seems like nobody knows who they are. So are they making more sales than us unknowingly? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
David Riley in there says, and you're giving the benefit of the doubt of every player buying that many sets of bags. Nobody's borrowing, nobody's sponsored, materials cost us nothing, and we don't sponsor anybody. That's the freaking number. Evenly split.
Yeah, deals, no free shirts, no free hats, no free jerseys, and an
average of $80 a set. Which I promise you, our average is not $80 a set.
Well, no, it can't be. Yeah.
It's not even
It
close.
can't be.
So yeah. Anyway, let's get off that, Aaron. That one hits home. I hope you watch us later because I haven't seen you in chat, brother. But we hit that one, and I agree with you. I brought it up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I don't know, Bill. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I think
on
I'm
it,
good.
to be honest. Yeah, let's close this out. Think
It's okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I was
and
gonna
then
say
we can go here. Yeah. Folks, we appreciate you coming in. And hey, guys, this is what we're trying to do when we make posts like this. You guys have a space to get out. Like, I think the best thing from this post that was made was the information gotten from McKenna Cop. That never happens if you guys aren't willing to put the information out there. So as much as you might not want to share it to your personal pages, when we put something out here like this, if you have a grievance, even if you don't want to post it publicly, you can send us a DM if it's something that's really important to you and you think could affect the ACO community in a forward progress thing, right? We're not trying to take in complaints that bash the ACO and diminish the player base.
No, don't want to do that at
So-
all. No, I want to make that super clear. I don't want
Right.
to do that. I love the ACO. I love being a bag partner for the ACO. We work our asses off for the ACO. We've never let them down. Frank said that not too long ago. He had the Post Worlds commentating said that CBC guys have never let us down, and I love that. I really do. I love our reputation with the ACO. So
We've been very fortunate and very blessed. Yeah, I would agree. So just wanted to thank you guys for being open and honest with us, coming in here, having these hard conversations, putting yourselves out there. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that supports this company, supports us as people. We support you. We love you. We can't wait to see everybody in Spooky Nook next weekend. We will be up there, first Pro Series Major. It's going to be a freaking blast. Good luck this weekend in Canada.
Our first one of the year, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, not mine, but no, our first one is Team CBC. Nah,
I'm just excited.
yeah, folks. Hey, and you don't want to see me and Bill in pool play because we'll put you out.
You
We'll
don't.
put you out.
You don't. You better hope we play against Logan Chamberlain and freaking who the heck knows Espen Jackson. You better hope we play against them and get knocked to tier 5. Because if not, we're coming for the freaking gold, folks. Let's go, Nate Allen. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
All right, folks. This is CBC, Faith, Family, 4 baggers.
Out.